All right, let's just for good measure take a look at another exercise dealing with the computation of cost of goods sold and ending inventory, and we are going to be doing that on the basis of Fifo, Lifo, and average cost method. All right, and this is also going to be done from the perspective of a periodic inventory system, okay, which will make things a little bit faster. I promise that does say periodic. Okay, so we have a company here, and they have provided us with some data that we're going to need. At the beginning of the year, this company had beginning inventory consisting of 400 units with a value of $4,000, $10 per unit. During the year, they purchased an additional 700 units. The cost went up some to $12 per unit, and that inventory purchased throughout the year was $8,400. So the cost of goods available for sale equals 1,100 units and $12,400. So what we want to recognize is that for each of these methods, whenever we get finished, our cost of goods sold plus ending inventory will, for all three of these methods, equal $12,400. All right. We also want to make sure that we understand that our average cost method, which we'll get to last, is going to provide figures for cost of goods sold and ending inventory that is somewhere in between FIFO and LIFO. Okay, so if we don't come up with that, that means we've made some type of a mistake along the way. So cost of goods sold for FIFO, well, we sold 600 units. All right, so what does that mean? It means that we're going to assume that all 400 of our oldest or our first units were sold. Okay, so we don't have to do any kind of math here, not really. For these 400 units, we've been given the $4,000, so we know. So if we're wanting to figure out cost of goods sold under FIFO, we can take that 4,000. But we also need to take an additional 200 items of these 12 here. Let me back up. 200 additional units of these 700 items at $12 a piece. So 200 units times $12 gives us $2,400. Okay. So our cost of goods sold under FIFO is $6,400, and we can go ahead and plot that right here. Now we want to double check and make sure that we're doing everything correctly. So we expensed all 400 of these, and then we expensed the difference between 600 and 400, that's 200, of these units here. So we still have 500 units left, and we're always going to have 500 units left because we had 1,100 available and we sold 600. But what is the cost of those 500? Well, under FIFO, we're going to take those 500 and we're going to multiply by what's remaining, or the newest inventory, so times $12 a unit, and we come up with ending inventory of $6,000. And then if we compare these two numbers here, 6,400, or we'll just take this 6,000 plus the 6,400, we do in fact come up with the $12,400 here for the FIFO method. For the LIFO method, we're going to do this for cost of goods sold. It's pretty easy. We just have to take 600 of these 700 units because it's the last inventory or the inventory purchased that we're going to be dealing with. So 600 times $12 gives us our cost of goods sold. So with LIFO, we're going to, instead of looking at cost of goods sold, we're going to look at ending inventory. And we're going to say that our ending inventory is made up of two parts. We still have 100 of these units at $12 a piece. 100 times $12 gives us 1,200. And then we also have the entire 400 initial beginning inventory at $10. So that's 4,000. And that's going to give us ending inventory value of $5,200. Okay. And let's see, I'll be able to make a 2 here in a second. Okay. And so just to double check, we take 7,200, we add to that 5,200, and we do get the same 12,400. All right. Now for average cost, we're going to use our total inventory value for cost of goods available for sale and our units, and we're going to divide. This is what we're going to do first. So we're going to take our inventory value of 12,400 over the units, and we're going to do that so that we can get an average cost per item, as the name implies. Okay, so that gives us, let's see here, let me make this a little bit bigger here, $11.27. Now, so that we can be as accurate as possible, I'm going to minimize this down. So it was $11.27 and some change. So we just now have to multiply that by the number of units sold, and we can get our cost of goods sold. So let's expand this out. It says, and notice in your instructions it says do not round until your final answer, round to the nearest whole dollar. So 6,764. Let's see here. 6,764. And then what I'm going to do here, that was about $11.27 roughly. That was our average cost. So 67.64 is our cost of goods sold. And then what I also want to do, I'm going to go back again just to be careful. I'm going to take my 12.4, let me move the calculator down so you can see it, and I'm going to divide it by 1,100 again. And the reason is because I want to get all of this decimal dust over here. Because now I want to compute my ending inventory, and I'm going to use this same figure that we calculated before, but again, I want all of these decimals carried out, and I'm going to multiply it by 500. Why 500? Well, we had 1,100, we sold 600, we still have 500 left. Let's make this bigger. 5,636. 5,636. And if we were to take these two figures here and plot those into the calculator, we would find out that that does in fact come out to 12,400. So just to reiterate, if you're absolutely certain that you've calculated, if you have all of this information at your disposal, and you're absolutely certain that you've calculated cost of goods sold for each of these correctly, well, then you can just subtract cost of goods sold from the total cost of goods available figure, and it will provide you with ending inventory each time. However, doing it the way that we did it, while it takes a little bit longer, it's a little bit safer, And so if we ever get into a situation where it does not, in our case, add up to 12,400, then we either made a mistake in the cost of goods sold computation or in the ending inventory computation. All right, that's it for this video.